All right. Welcome back to Elements of Calculus 2. We are continuing our series going through the pretest. This is problem number 6. And this is an indefinite integral. You can tell because it's got infinity sitting in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change that infinity to a limit as t approaches infinity. Integral from 1 to t, x to the negative 8 over 3 dx. So this one's a pretty straightforward integral. Again, the reason why it's straightforward is because I have to pay attention to the details here. So it's not a hard problem so that you can pay attention to these details of writing out limit as t goes off to infinity. So we're going to go ahead and integrate this thing. And if you're a little nervous, sometimes it helps to write how do we integrate? We add 1 to the exponent. So we're going to say this is the limit as t goes to infinity of x to the, negative 8 plus 3 is going to be negative 5 over 3. And then we're going to have a negative 3/5 as our coefficient. Okay? And limits are going to be from 1 to t. Okay. Now, one of the things that I always like to do is when I have a negative sign here is to change my limits. So we have limit as t goes to infinity. And I'm going to say this is 3/5 x to the negative 5/3 from t to 1. The negative sign just swap the limits of integration. It might be easier for you. It's fine. So go ahead and say this is the limit as t goes off to infinity of 3/5, write 3/5 in front if you like, of 1 over x to the 5/3. That way you don't have to deal with the negative exponent anymore. And again, we're going from t to 1. Let's go ahead and deal with that. We have 3/5, and then we have, plug in the 1, we get 1 over 1, minus, now we're going to think about the limit as t goes off to infinity of 1 over t to the 5/3 here. Okay. Now, as t is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, this is 1 over a very big number. This whole thing ends up going to 0. So in the end, we just end up with a 3/5 times 1, or 3/5, and that would be our answer. So the integral converges, it converges to 3/5. Okay, so nice problem. Again, what you're being graded on for a problem like this, that was suspiciously easy. Like, it's suspiciously easy because I need to pay attention to, did you change this infinity to a limit? Did you keep writing the limit? So in exchange for the fact that you have to go through all of this extra stuff, we don't ask you really hard problems for this because there's only so many things that you really should be expected to keep track of on an exam. An easy integral with a difficult notation thing, I think that's the exchange we have to make for that one. So try to remember to treat the improper integral as the limit, and then keep writing the limit as you're chasing this problem through its finale. So, all right, thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Good luck with the test, everybody.